Hi, this is Felicia Rasheda, also known as Miss Tell It As It Is, and this is part 2 of what I liked about Cezanne's novel, Journey of a Sister. Now, in the last video, I said that I probably wouldn't have finished reading the book if it wasn't for the sex scenes, and Cezanne pulled me up on that because she said that people are going to think the book wasn't that great. But that's not what I meant. I already explained that I don't read a lot of books because of my dyslexia, innit? Now, like I said before, I've been on this journey with Cezanne since the first edition. I was at the very first book launch. She had a great turnout. There was over 60 people there, and she sold out all her books. I don't think she printed enough, to be honest, because some people were buying 2 and 3. So this is the first edition, titled Single, Spiritual and Sexual. I prefer this title, and coupled with Cezanne's painting Black Butterfly on the front, the book was selling like hotcakes. But then Cezanne went to Ghana, her first trip to the motherland. When she came back, she revised the book, added 2 new chapters inspired by her stay, and retitled it Journey of a Sister. She said she gave it this new title because lots of women had been saying that the book had really helped them on their journey in life. I can tell you this for nothing. A lot more men were reading the first edition. But people were DMing her with all their sexual problems, and it was getting a bit much because they weren't even paying her for her time. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, she added years 12 and 13 to the second edition, which was good because the first edition ended quite abruptly and quite shockingly, actually. Now, here's a little fact you didn't know about Cezanne. She didn't only write her books, she also formatted the pages and designed the covers. She said it took her 12 hours to figure out how to get the headings to say year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. But it's amazing what you can do when you focus. Right, so let me tell you part 2 of what I liked about Journey of a Sister. Well, as someone who used to be quite promiscuous, the book taught me that there's a spiritual aspect to sex, and it's meant to be a beautiful experience, not just You're meant to feel fulfilled after, not like you've just been violated. A lot of men nowadays don't even know how to make love because they've been watching porn to learn how to have sex. Guys, if you really want to know how to make love to a woman, learn from Charles in the story. Cezanne said the sex scenes were made up of all her best sexual experiences. The first one was this guy who she thought was her twin soul because of how they met. She said it was so profound that she wrote it into year 1 of the story. And then she emailed it to him and he gave her his account of what happened the day they met. But he said to her, don't put it in year 1 where hers was, to just throw it in randomly somewhere. And that's exactly what she did. So you'll find his version in year 5. But I digress. So as I was saying, what I liked about the story was how their sex life grew and developed from lustful sex to sacred sex. In the beginning of the story, it was like voyeurism. It was like we were just watching them have sex through the window. But by year 10, their sex life was so sacred, you weren't even allowed in the room. That's why I stopped having sex, because I realised I was doing it all wrong. Cezanne said she channeled the scene where Suzanne and Charles performed their first sex ritual, and she thought she was making it all up. But then when she published the ebook on Amazon, another book popped up beside it as recommended reading called The Secret Science of Black Male and Female Sex. She was curious, so she ordered it. And that book was explaining the whole science behind the sex ritual that she channeled in her book. That's when Cezanne realised that there's more to sex than the physical. And she's been trying to get her message out ever since. Like, for instance, in the story, after Cezanne and Charles performed their first sex ritual, they manifested a successful business and became financially independent. Plus, they were able to give back to their community as well. After reading that, and The Secret Science of Black Male and Female Sex, I decided I wasn't having sex anymore until I meet someone I can practice sex rituals with. Cezanne even invited the author T.C. Carrier over from America, and they did a week-long book tour sharing all this information. But Cezanne was under so much attack because she hadn't learnt how to protect herself yet. I'll put a link in the description to Cezanne's review of the Kings and Queens book tour. Oh yeah, she said the reason she called it the Kings and Queens book tour is because to become a king or a queen, you have to reach your highest level of consciousness located at your crown chakra. Now the thing is, to be able to perform these sex rituals, it's the man who needs to become a king because it's his stuff that's going to manifest. That's why you have to be in agreement. I'm pretty sure there's lots of guys out there using women's wombs as portals to manifest their desires without her even knowing. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't, you need to read the book, innit? If you're not much of a reader like me, you can listen to the audiobooks. And guess what? Cezanne is going to upload year 1, part 1 of the audiobook to this channel this weekend to help get you started on your journey of self-discovery. Now, if you download the ebook as well, you can get to see how Cezanne's paintings fit into the story. Like, for instance, in year 3, Charles paints self-love and gives it to Cezanne as a gift. Such a beautiful black love story. That reminds me, after I did that video about the painting of my Adinkra symbol, a couple of people were asking me if I'm doing prints of them, and I thought, I never even thought of that. What I've decided to do is limited editions of my Adinkra symbol painting, exactly the same size, original paintings, and they will be painted by me imbued with my creative energy. You can order the exact same size. I'm going to do exactly the same. Those are for people in the UK. If you're not in the UK, I'm going to be doing A3 prints on hardboard. They will kind of look like this. Oh, these are so heavy. So basically what it is, I asked Cezanne if I could sell my paintings on her website because I don't have one. So she said, well, if I sell her prints as well, then she'll give me 25% of the profits towards my recording studio recordings, I mean. So basically, this is an illustration from a short story that Cezanne did and illustrated called Pick Me. I said to her, why don't you perform this story? And she said, oh, I haven't really got the time. So I said to her, can I do it? And she said, yeah, of course you can. So I may dress up as a flower and do the Pick Me story. Do you know what I mean? And then Cezanne's paintings. So these are A3 size. This is, I don't know if this is for sale. So Look to Me. This actually is in year 1. Look to Me. It features in year 1 of her novel. Don't know why it's not on backing board. She just gave them to me like that. And then you've got My King. I think this features in year 5. And you've got Blue Lotus. That features in year 4. And then you've got Self Love. That's my favourite. Year 3. And, what's this one called again? Black Orchid. Yeah, this one features in year 6, I think. And then you've got Blue Moon Dance. I'm not even sure if this one features in the book, but it's such a nice painting. And it says, I am open to the abundance of the universe. So you can get that one as well. And this is the male version of Black Butterfly. So he goes with her. And you can get these too. You can get Black Butterfly and Wings of an Eagle as a print on the same size as my Adinkra one. And Cezanne said she's going to be sticking these on as stars. So this is Black Butterfly, and it's got a lovely poem on it, one of Cezanne's poems, which says, even when crawling through life, the caterpillar still has the heart of a butterfly and still aspires to fly. No matter where you are in life right now, stay focused on your heart's desires. You can only rise as high as your aspirations. The sky is no limit. Aim higher. So you can get those with or without the poem. You just have to specify. Oh, and this is Cezanne's Inner Child. She's got a poem called My Artist Child, and that's the Inner Child. So you can get those as well. So yeah, these are all going to be on the website. I will put the links in the description. Oh yes, if you have not heard Me and Cezanne's collaboration with this, we did a revolutionary spoken word track called Imagine a World. And if you haven't heard it yet, I'll put that in the link below as well. Well, that's it from me. Look out for the upload of the audiobook coming tomorrow. And if you want a notification, you know what to do. And what else? I think that's it really. Just like, comment, and share this video so more people can get to hear about this great book, Journey of a Sister by Cezanne Poetess. Toodaloo!
The starting point of the process of creation is imagination. Imagine could spell I am a genie. If you have a wild imagination like me, I am a genie, us. We are all geniuses because we have the ability to create something out of nothing by tapping into infinite intelligence.